Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're going to uncover exactly how to use food to literally extinguish the silent fire of chronic inflammation. You know the science we're looking at today? It fundamentally shifts how we should view the food on our plates. We aren't just talking about counting calories or macros here. We're talking about microscopic battles happening inside your body every single day, and how your kitchen is, quite frankly, your best pharmacy. Now, I want you to ask yourself something. Have you ever wondered what actually unites seemingly unrelated symptoms like brain fog, daily bloating, and even heart disease? Because the answer, well, it lies right at the cellular level. When you look at digestive issues or severe cardiovascular conditions, they feel completely disconnected, right? But medical researchers are increasingly pointing to a single hidden culprit. It acts as the foundation for nearly every major illness. And that's exactly what we're going to expose today.
So, what is this hidden culprit? It's chronic inflammation. The absolutely crucial point to understand here is that this isn't that helpful short-term swelling you get from a sprained ankle. Not at all. Instead, it's a dangerous, systemic, silent fire burning inside your body. Think about it. When you scrape your knee, acute inflammation sends white blood cells to heal the wound. That's a good thing. But chronic inflammation is when your immune system gets stuck in the on position. It's a prolonged, low-grade response where your body acts like it's fighting off a perceived danger for months or even years. And over time, this constant immune response actually begins damaging your healthy cells, your heart, your brain, the whole shebang.
To tackle this, here is our roadmap for the explainer. We'll start with the silent fire within, then look at fueling the flames. After that, we'll cover the anti-inflammatory diets, dive into food synergy power pairings, and finish up with your daily golden tonic. Let's get into it. Section 1, the silent fire within. Let's look at exactly how this impacts our bodies. You see, inflammation isn't just a symptom of being sick. It's an actual driver of disease. Let's take the pancreas, for example. We have these vital beta cells in there that are responsible for producing insulin. Clinical research shows us that chronic low-grade inflammation, which often stems from excess adipose or fat tissue, causes immune cells to infiltrate and directly impair these beta cells. It actually induces what's called apoptosis, which is basically cell death. So when inflammation damages these cells, your body simply fails to meet its insulin needs. This leads directly down the path to insulin resistance and eventually type 2 diabetes. And the proof is right there in the numbers. A massive clinical meta-analysis evaluating anti-inflammatory therapies proved that targeting inflammation directly reduced fasting plasma glucose by an incredible 10.04 milligrams per deciliter. I mean, that is huge. It proves that putting out this fire treats the disease itself, not just the symptoms. By neutralizing those pro-inflammatory cytokines, patients saw significant real-world reductions in their blood sugar and their long-term A1C levels. Okay, moving on to Section 2, fueling the flames. We need to identify the everyday culprits. Before we can put out the fire, we absolutely have to stop pouring gasoline on it. These foods right here act as direct fuel for systemic inflammation. In fact, they often trigger your immune system to treat them like foreign invaders. When we consume refined carbohydrates, where all that beneficial fiber has just been stripped away, or added sugars, we're severely spiking our blood sugar and provoking an inflammatory response. Processed meats contain compounds that just fan those flames even further. And fried foods? Well, they're typically cooked in vegetable oils that are super heavy in omega-6 fatty acids. When those get out of balance with our omega-3s, it's a recipe for systemic inflammation. Finally, excess alcohol disrupts your immune response and causes actual cell damage. If you're sensitive to these foods, your body literally perceives them as a threat and launches an antibody attack. No joke. Let's turn to the solutions in Section 3, the anti-inflammatory diets. Time for some fire-extinguishing food. So how do we fight back? While the DASH diet is an amazing go-to for hypertension, since it strictly limits sodium to specifically combat high blood pressure, the Mediterranean diet offers this incredible long-term flexibility and protective brain benefits. The DASH diet is pretty structured, pulling sodium down to as low as 1,500 milligrams, but the Mediterranean diet is a bit more holistic. It prioritizes whole foods, plant-based proteins, and healthy unsaturated fats like olive oil and salmon. Studies consistently link the Mediterranean diet to improved gut health, a reduced risk of cardiovascular disease, and even a lower risk of cognitive decline as we age. Now, you don't have to rigidly pick just one, but adopting the core principles of whole, unprocessed foods from these eating patterns, that's going to be your first line of defense. Which brings us to Section 4, food synergy power pairings. This is where it gets really fun. It is time to become a bit of a kitchen chemist. Eating nutrients in isolation is totally fine, but pairing them strategically,
That creates a synergy that dramatically enhances how your body actually uses them. For example, the non-heme iron in spinach is kind of hard for your body to absorb on its own. But just squeezing a little vitamin C-rich lemon juice over it modifies the iron molecule to massively boost gastrointestinal absorption. Or take the antioxidant lycopene found in tomatoes. Because it's fat-soluble, cooking it with a healthy fat like olive oil maximizes its bioavailability. And my personal favorite, this is so cool. Cooked broccoli contains these amazing compounds called glucosinolates, but the cooking process destroys the enzyme needed to activate them. If you just add raw mustard seed, which contains the enzyme myrosinase, you force the conversion into potent, beneficial metabolites right there on your plate.
But check this one out. Look at this incredible jump. Just adding a tiny pinch of black pepper, which contains a compound called piperine, to your turmeric boosts the absorption of anti-inflammatory curcumin by up to 2,000%. 2,000. Turmeric has been used for millennia for its medicinal anti-inflammatory properties, but on its own, its bioavailability is notoriously low. It essentially just passes right through you. But the piperine in that black pepper literally halts your liver from prematurely clearing the curcumin, allowing it to actually enter your bloodstream and do its incredible healing work. It's a total game changer. Let's put this into practice with Section 5, your daily golden tonic. All this science in a single daily cup. So here is the perfect gentle ratio for a golden morning tonic. We're utilizing that exact turmeric and black pepper synergy we literally just talked about, right alongside some stomach-soothing ginger. This whole idea is inspired by traditional Ayurvedic golden milk, but we've simplified it to be incredibly gentle on your digestion first thing in the morning. You're getting the potent curcumin from the turmeric, that massive absorption superpower from the black pepper, and the ginger, which helps reduce bloating, supports stomach emptying, and just perfectly complements those anti-inflammatory effects. The milk, and it doesn't matter if you use dairy or a plant-based option like oat or almond milk, acts as this gentle, slightly fatty carrier to help your body absorb all those fat-soluble compounds. Making it is super simple. Following these steps ensures you aren't destroying the active compounds with too much heat, allowing you to start your day with a perfectly balanced routine. You just want to gently warm the liquid on the stove or in the microwave. Seriously, don't boil it or you risk degrading those delicate nutrients. Give it a really good whisk so the spices don't settle at the bottom, and take a moment to just sit and sip it slowly. Remember, this isn't some stressful detox or an aggressive cleanse. It's just a supportive daily habit to prime your gut and your immune system for the day ahead. Now, I want to be clear, this isn't an overnight quick fix, but watch how consistent daily use gently heals your gut and lowers that systemic fire within just 2 to 4 weeks. On day 1, you're primarily just getting that warm, gentle digestive support from the ginger. But as you stick with it, the curcumin actually begins to accumulate in your system and do its heavy lifting. By week 2, a lot of people notice their stomach feels calmer, and that stubborn abdominal tightness and bloating are visibly reduced. And by week 4, that's when the systemic anti-inflammatory effects really start to shine, with people frequently reporting amazing relief from morning joint stiffness and that cloudy brain fog. So what will you change in your kitchen tomorrow morning to start extinguishing the silent fire within you? Remember, while these dietary adjustments are incredibly powerful, they are a supportive tool, not a replacement for professional medical care. The ultimate goal here is consistency over perfection. Whether it's cutting back a bit on refined sugars, squeezing some lemon onto your spinach, or just dedicating 5 minutes tomorrow morning to whisk together a golden tonic, you have the power to change the chemistry of your body, literally one meal at a time. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. I want to leave you with this one final thought. If a simple pinch of black pepper can increase a nutrient's power by 2,000%, what other invisible biochemical superpowers are hiding in your kitchen pantry right now?